5, 4, 3, 2.
Realtors, you're in the right spot.
We're going to do this together.
Welcome to the Leading Edge Podcast.
These mentors showed me a map of success.
This is the place for real estate pros like you to get better at running your business, balancing your life, and having happy clients.
Do you know how powerful you are?
And now your host, Eric Thompson.
What's up, everyone? It's your good friend, Eric Thompson. This is the Leading Edge Podcast, episode number 71. This one is called How to Get What You Want. Here's the thing. I know there's some things that you want, right? There's always things that we want. That's all good. That is totally natural, understandable. That's actually part of what makes the world go round. But we need to know how to get what we want in the first place. What I'm going to do right up front here is I'm going to tell you the punchline. All right, I'm going to tell you the punchline at the start of this podcast. And then, my friends, we are going to dive in. The punchline is this. The way to get what you want is to ask for it. Okay? That is the thing. That's the rule. If you want something, you need to ask for it. So I think about my kids who sometimes get ice cream after dinner. Do you know why they get ice cream after dinner? My two little girls who are 12 and 11 years old. And of course, they would want some ice cream after dinner. I mean, who wouldn't if you're 12 or 11 years old? The reason why they get ice cream after dinner is they ask us. They say, hey, could we have some ice cream after dinner? And I do appreciate that they ask, for sure. Why am I married to Julie? An amazing, incredible woman. As you know, I've hit the jackpot with wives. When it comes to wives, I hit the jackpot. Why am I married to her? Well, you know why? I asked her out on a date. And then I asked her to marry me. Not on the same night. Several months later, I asked her. But it's because I asked, all right? I recently, in our home, I hung up some pictures on the wall. Why did I do that? Because Julie asked me to. I'm having people right now, pretty exciting, sign up for my coaching certification program. Why is that happening? Because I'm asking them to sign up. I think about back in the day when I was actively working with clients, as opposed to doing what I'm doing now, you know, in leadership and training and coaching and all the things. But back in the day, I was actively working with clients. When I think back to successes I had then with clients and them taking action and me experiencing closings and transactions. Why did that happen? Because I asked them, right? I asked them to make a decision. I asked them to move forward. So here's the thing. This is a simple, and I know this is coming across as a very simple thing. You're saying, well, geez, Eric, this is pretty simple. It's a simple thing, but it's often overlooked. All right, it's an often overlooked thing because oftentimes the habit we get into is just hoping and wishing and craving, but never asking. You know, there's nothing wrong with hope. There's nothing wrong with wishing. Of course, those are great. Those are great activities. But if it only just stays there, if we only just stay in hope and kind of waiting around for something to magically happen, but never asking, that is a big problem. So here are the questions that I want to ask you. Here are the questions I want to ask you. Are you asking as opposed to just sitting around and hoping? And then also, how much are you asking for? That's also important. So not only do you need to ask, you need to make some pretty big asks, all right? If you want big things to happen, you need to make some big requests of the people, entities that you want things from. All right, so I think about a story that Tony Robbins shared. So you guys probably know by now, I'm a big Tony Robbins fan. He's amazing, incredible. I've learned a lot from him. I was listening to one of his lessons. This goes way back, listening to one of his lessons, and he told the story of one evening. He's walking through a city. I think he was like leaving a dinner and he's walking back to his car. evening in the city, and a man approaches him, a homeless man, a guy just happens to be down on his luck. Homeless man approaches Tony Robbins and says to him, "Hey, can you spare $1?" And the guy, I don't know if he was inebriated or not or whatever, but guy's having hard times down his luck, so he's going to ask Tony Robbins for $1. So number one, that's props to the guy for making the ask. And so how the story goes is that Tony Robbins pulls out his wallet or his money clip, whatever it is, and he's got some cash in his pocket. And on top of the wad of cash that's in his pocket is $100 bill. And he sees the guy looking at the 100, and he's looking at the $100 bill. He's looking at Tony. He's looking at the $100 bill, looking at Tony, and Tony starts to kind of flip through this wad of cash. These bills that are folded up were in his pocket, but now he's going through the bills, and of course, what he's doing is looking for the dollar. He's as the story goes, the guy asked for $1, so Tony's looking for a dollar bill, and so he hands him the dollar. And the way that Tony tells the story is that he said, "Look, the guy, I was going to give him what he was asking for, and the guy asked for $1, and there was $100 sitting there, and the guy asked for $1. Now, I don't know if the story is true or not. It's probably true, but what's more true and what's more important is the lesson, right? So the lesson is there was $100 sitting there that was ready to be given to this gentleman. And it's not that, I don't want you to take this that Tony's a stingy guy or he's going to show this guy a lesson, he's going to prove a point to this guy. That's not the point. The point is there was $100 sitting there that the guy could have asked for, but he asked for $1. So good for him to ask for $1, but he could have asked for 100. And he could have gotten 100, but he didn't ask for it. So that goes back to my point and my question to you: how much are you asking for? So as I think about this, there are a few people, a few individuals, there are a few groups of people that you can make requests of. And let's think about those, right? Let's understand, let's be clear about what we want to ask each of these groups of people, each of these individuals. Let's first think about your current clients, people that you're actively working with. So they haven't made a decision yet, right? These are people that you're actively talking to. So these are really active, prospective buyers and sellers. And what you want to ask them to do is to take the next step, right? Are you waiting around hoping that they take the next step, wishing they take the next step, waiting to hear back from them, like, oh gosh, cross my fingers, hope they do something? Or are you asking them? And so the way to do that with current clients is the old, if it's okay with you. Hey, if it's okay with you, here's what I suggest that we do next. All right, here would be the next step. All right, if it's all right with you, here's the step that I would suggest. You guys want to take that step? All right, it's as simple as that. It's as simple as saying to a potential buyer, when they're seeing a home that's going to work for them, would you like to make an offer? I mean, that's how that sounds. Like, would you like to go ahead and make an offer? Can you see yourself living in this home? That's a request. How about for a seller? Would you like to hire me to sell your home? Would you like to have me help you sell your home? Do you feel I'm qualified to sell and market your home, right? Like, ultimately, it's going to come down to that question. Like, you can't just leave it to chance. You have to ask. How about for prospective clients, like new people, like people that are early in the conversation, people that you're just getting to know, people that you're just meeting, people that you're just finding out may have an interest in doing something. The way you handle them is my favorite thing, my favorite phrase: would it be helpful if, right? And so what you're going to ask them, basically, all you're asking them is if they would like your help. Basically what you're saying to them is, would you like me to help you? I would be happy to help you. Would you like me to help you? So that is a question that you have to ask them. And the way that you ask it is, would it be helpful if, hey, would it be helpful if I showed you what your home is worth in today's market, even if you're not thinking about selling right away? Would that help you out? Would it be helpful if I got you our newsletter? We do a newsletter every month. Be happy to send that to you. Would that help you out? Would it be helpful if I sent you an article that does a good job of answering these questions that you're having. Would it be helpful if I showed you what our market has done over the long term? It's pretty interesting, and it can shed some light on where we think the market may be headed. Seems like you have some questions about what's happening in the market. Be happy to show you kind of the history of what our market has done. Would that help you out? Right? So all you're doing is you're offering up help. You're asking if they would like your help. All right. So, but you have to make that ask. Like, you can't just sit there and cross your fingers and say, gosh, I hope they choose to work with me. I hope they engage. I hope they send me an email after just meeting them. Well, that's not going to happen. Like, you have to proactively ask. Another group of people that I think there's big potential to make requests of are would be your support system. You have an incredible support system all around you right now. So it could be your manager, it's your peers, it's your team, it's your spouse or partner, it's your kids, it's your family. All these people are around you right now, just like so willing, so able to help you out. But all you got to do is ask them. So just like Julie asked me to hang up these pictures on the wall, you need to ask them for help. And you know how you do that? It's with the 4 most powerful words in the English language. That's what I learned about these 4 words I'm about to tell you. They are the 4 most powerful words in the English language. Those words are, I need your help. Hey, I need your help. And that is a really great thing to say to people who are in your network, in your support system, right? In your world, whether it be at your home or in your office, in your business. You have people that are so ready to help you out. They so want to help. So just go to them and ask. All of us need to stop trying to do it all ourselves. Just go to them and say, hey, I need your help. How about people who are in your, what I would call, potential support system? So there are people out there who you don't even know who want to help you, all right? And they don't necessarily know you yet, but they want to help someone just like you. So I'm thinking about specifically, there's a gentleman that I found on Upwork, all right? So I needed some work done to the CRM system that I use for my business. I use a CRM called Kartra. It's really great, but there's some technical parts of it that I probably could figure out, but I just don't want to. Like, I don't want to expend the brain power to go figure it out. So I said, you know what? I bet there's someone out there who's already an expert on this. I'm going to go on Upwork. So I went on Upwork, found this really great guy. He lives in Ohio. I think he's in his late 20s. He's just really great to work with and super smart and a total whiz at what I needed. It took him like a fraction of the time it would have taken me. Plus, he did it way, way better. And so I was thinking about this, like, what a great thing, like, what a great win-win that I reached out to him for help. He got the work. I got the work done. I got to do other things. I got to expend my energy into better uses of my time. I got to avoid the frustration of trying to figure it out. He got the satisfaction of helping someone, of getting paid, of kind of flexing his muscles on things that he's really, really good at. So there are people out there, right? And what I paid him, to me, was so worth it. Like, it was so worth it because I got to do other things, right? And for him, the work was so worth it because he got to do something that he was really, really good at. So there are people out there who you don't even know, but you just have to go ask, right? You just have to go ask for their help. How about if you lead a team? How about your team, the people that work for you? Are you making big requests of them, right? Are you setting high standards? Are you setting high expectations? And so how you make requests of people on your team is to simply say to them, hey, look, here's what I need from you. Here's what I expect of you. Here's what success looks like. Do you know how deeply people crave that? Do you have any idea, like, how much they yearn for having clear expectations, to know what is expected of them, to know what success looks like? Like, people want that so bad. So don't leave that to chance. Do you find yourself hoping and wishing and craving that people would just perform? Like, gosh, would they just do what I would hope they would do, instead of you laying out for them and mapping out for them and clarifying to them what it is that you want. Like, are you going to them and say, look, I just want to help you be clear about what I expect of you. This is what I expect, right? This is exactly what I expect of you. I think about the story that Stephen Covey tells about his son. And of course, Stephen Covey is the author of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So he tells a story about his son, when his son, I want to say, was maybe 12 or 13, maybe 14 years old growing up. And he wanted his son to start taking care of the lawn, start mowing the lawn. And so what he said to his son is, look, your mission is to make that lawn clean and green. All right, that lawn's got to be clean and green. So there you go. I mean, that's a very clear expectation of that went from Stephen Covey, the dad, to his son. Make it clean and green. So are you setting that kind of clear expectation with your team? The last person we're going to talk about to make asks of, to make requests of, is you. All right. Are you making big requests of yourself? Are you asking yourself to grow and to learn and to get better and to step up and to step in to what's expected of you and to step into your potential? Are you asking yourself to have your own back, right? Are you saying to yourself, you know what, what I need from you, I want you to have my back no matter what? Because here's the thing, with all these different requests that we've talked about, all these different individuals and groups of people that you can go to make requests of, there's big risk, right? There's risk involved. And that's sometimes, and even more than sometimes, that's the thing that holds us back from making the request. Like, there's a risk. And so what's the risk? The risk is that they say no. Like, Julie could have said no to the first date. She could have said no to marry me. Oh my gosh, thank goodness she did not. Like, that would have crushed my heart if she said no to that. That would have been a massive rejection. But thank goodness she didn't say no. But there's a risk that someone or something is going to say no when you make the ask. So you got to ask yourself to have your own back. Plus, there's also risk of people letting you down, right? People not following through, people not stepping up. So because there's risk, that's what keeps us from asking. And so if we just ask ourselves to have our own back no matter what, like if we ask ourselves not to ever make it mean terrible things about us, if someone does say no, that's an ask you can make of yourself. Like, hey, no matter what, let's just agree that I'm going to have my own back. All right. Even if this person says no, let's agree that we're not going to make this mean bad things about me. Right. We're going to keep going forward. So make that ask of yourself. But the biggest thing, guys, we have to stop only hoping and wishing. And there's nothing wrong with those things, again, but the problem is if we're only hoping and wishing, we're not going to get what we want, because what we have to do, we have to start asking, right? We have to start asking in big ways, right? Start asking the world, the universe, in big ways for what you want. Ask yourself in big ways what you want back from yourself. Ask your team, your support system. Ask your clients, both prospective, like brand new clients, and current clients. Just ask, right? You got nothing to lose. You have nothing to lose. Go ahead and ask. You know how to do it in a respectful, nice, user-friendly way. You're never going to be pushy, but go make an ask so that you can get what you want. Hey, I'm going to make an ask of you. Go check out my coaching program called Alpha State. If you want some really great, terrific, amazing coaching for a real estate professional just like you got to be in my mastermind called Alpha State. So go to alphastateclass.com. That's where you learn all about it. And then I'll ask you to sign up so you can check it out. All right. You're going to love it. Guys, thank you so much for engaging with this podcast. I so appreciate it. And I can't wait to see you in the next one. And until then, enjoy life on the leading edge. Take care.